South Africa collects almost 2 trillion rands in tax every year, and 28 million South Africans are on social grants. The constitution says anyone on South African soil gets free services. Is the taxpayer treated fairly? Let's talk numbers. When you watch this video, watch it with an open mind. Put your emotions aside, and of course, you are welcome to disagree, but come up with facts. Here is how government raises money, because it does not just grow on trees. Pay as you earn or personal income tax makes up almost 40% of all tax collected. This is roughly 730 billion rands, coming mostly from salaried workers. We are using 2024-2025 budget as a case in point. Corporate tax adds another 302 billion rands. Please stay with me. Value added tax or VAT adds another 450 billion rands. In total, SARS collected 1.85 trillion rands in 2024-2025 financial year. Not last year, the year before last. Sounds like a lot, but here is where the problem starts. Of the 1.85 trillion revenue collection, 266 billion rands goes towards social grants alone. That is 3.65% of the entire GDP. South Africa is the only emerging market in its peer group where social grant spending exceeds 3% of the GDP. 28 million people receive grants. Just for context, only 7.7 million South Africans that submit tax returns. So 7.7 million people are carrying 28 million grant recipients. And that is before we talk about debt. Debt service cost hit 389 billion rands in 2024-2025 financial year. Last year, that is 2025-2026, 432 billion rands. That is about 5.6% of the GDP. Government spends more on paying interest on its debt than it does on health and basic education. 20 cents out of every rand we spend goes towards debt service costs. This debt grew because of decades of bailout, like Eskom and other SOEs. Over 310 billion since 2008. Money that was borrowed, money that we're still paying interest on even today. Now here where it gets uncomfortable. Section 27 of the Constitution guarantees access to healthcare, food and water, and social security. Section 28 protects children's rights. Courts have ruled consistently that these rights apply to everyone on South African soil, including undocumented migrants and asylum seekers. That means public hospitals, public schools, and social services are legally accessible to millions of people who never contributed a cent in terms of tax revenue. Is this morally right? It depends on your values. But is it fiscally sustainable? The numbers say no. If you are a salaried professional or business owner, here is what this means for you. SARS is now using AI to close an 800 billion tax gap. Bracket Creep took 18 billion rands from workers in 2025 alone. VAT went up and you are asked to do more with less. And economic development spending that actually creates jobs and grows the economy got only 176 billion rand in 2024-25 financial year. Less than half of what the debt costs us. We are spending to survive, not to grow. The real question is not whether we care about vulnerable people. We do. The question is whether this model creates economic participants or permanent dependents. A country that spends more on debt interest than education is a country running out of time. Protect your income, diversify your wealth. Build outside of the system that is depending on you to fund it. Follow for more financial education built for South Africans who wants the truth. Cheers.